All right, first graders, we're going to do our book lesson now. You need book, pencil and eraser, and of course, your handy dandy paper plate clock that now conveniently has snake and turtle on it. Okay, first graders, lesson 9.8, tell time to the hour and half hour. How are the minute hand and hour hand different for time to the hour and time to the half hour? Well, we started talking about that when we finished making our clock. Each clock has an hour hand and a minute hand. Use what you know about the hour hand to write the missing numbers. It is 1 o'clock. You can see that here because here's turtle. Here's our short little hour hand pointing to the 1. The minute hand, do you see these zeros here showing us 0 minutes? Well, you know from making your clock, 0 minutes is when snake, the long one, is pointing up to the 12. The hour hand points to the, what's the hour hand pointing at? What number? The minute hand points to the, what number is it pointing at? It is 1:30. The hour hand points between the something and the, what two numbers is it in between this short little turtle here? Here's our long snake minute hand. The minute hand at past points to what number? Because you guys know for that 1 hour, turtle moves from 1 to 2. But for that 1 hour, snake, he's so fast, he goes all the way around. He's halfway around on his whole journey that he's going to do in that hour. All right, boys and girls. Here's a quick review from what you already know now. An hour has 60 minutes. Can you see here how it's going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and then it just keeps going because snake just keeps going round and round and round and round and round. All these clocks show 10 o'clock. Right up here, do you see this is showing 60? I actually want you to get your pencil and I want you to cross that out. And I want you to put a 0 right there. Because when we write this time, we don't write 10 hours and 60 minutes. We write 10 hours and 0 minutes. And it's just going to be confusing if we put the 60 up there. They're trying to show you as you count around how many it is. But it's going to be confusing if we put the 60 up there because you don't write the 60 over here. But you can see, you'll see this on most clocks. Do you see how there are these little lines in here? If you count them, you're going to be able to see, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get to the next number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get to the next number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get to the next number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're at the next number. All these little tiny lines in here are actually showing you the minutes. Now we count by 5s going around because if you were trying to get to 40 and you actually had to count all those little teensy lines all the way around, well, it would probably be a different time by the time you actually got over there. So instead, we count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, because it's so much faster. And grown-ups who are used to having told time on a clock like this a whole bunch of times, well, they just remember. Down here, a half hour has 30 minutes. We talked about that already. When you get down to here, halfway around for snake, he's got 30 minutes. The clocks show 10:30. The minute hand has moved from the 12 to the 6, and it doesn't say this, but you guys know the hour hand is halfway from the 10 to the 11, right? Turtle has gone halfway on his trip from 10 over to 11, and when we write this time now, we write the hours, 10. But when we write the minutes, we don't write this 6 that the snake is pointing to because it's not 10:06. We're going to be writing the minutes, and you guys know from making your clock. Down here for snake, snake doesn't point to the 6 because the 6 is for hours for turtle. Snake instead is pointing here at our little secret 30 underneath. That is his minutes. So we write 10:30, not 10:06. All right, guys, so here you're going to be writing the time, and here's where you need to pay attention. Yesterday, they didn't mix up where the minute hand was and whether the hour hand was pointing straight at a number or in between. But today you have to pay attention to that. Do you see right here? Snake is pointing down here to the 6. So turtle is in between these two numbers. So right here, we're going to have, do you see he's after the 11, but not to the 12 yet? 11, and snake is pointing down here to the 6. I don't put 6, because 6 is for turtle. Here I need to write my minutes, and 30 minutes. Now, boys and girls, just like the last few days, I want you to be sure you're also getting your paper plate clock and showing this time on your clock. So we're going to take turtle and we're putting him up here between the 11 and 12, halfway on his journey from 11 to 12, right? See, because he doesn't just jump 11 over to 12. Turtle's a slow little guy and he moves right over to the 12. And then down here is snake now, pointing to the 30. All right, taking a look right here. How many hours? Well, we can see turtle hasn't gotten all the way to the 1 yet. He's just past the 12. So here we have 12. Snake is pointing down to the 6. You can see he's long, turtle is short. We're always going to start with turtle and then go to snake. When he points down to the 6, he doesn't mean 6. 6 is the number for turtle. We're checking those minutes, all these little teensy lines in here, and we know 6 is 30 minutes. Over here now, take a look at turtle. Taking a look at turtle, you can see he's pointing straight at 4. There's our short little turtle. He's telling us 4, and you can see turtle's pointing straight at 4. So that minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12, and that's not 60 minutes, even though that's what they showed you up there. That is 0 minutes up there. So boys and girls, again, we're going to be making sure we make all these times on our clock. Here's 12:30, right? Turtle's halfway from 12 to 1, and snake is down here pointing to his 30, right underneath there. But then at 4 o'clock, turtle is going to be pointing straight at the 4, and snake up at the 12. You know what you're never going to see on a face clock like this, an analog clock? You're never going to see snake pointing straight up at the 12 and turtle in between. Because when snake is straight up, turtle's pointing straight at a number. You're also never going to see turtle point straight at a number while snake is down here, because when snake is down here, snake is halfway. And turtle and snake are best friends. They kind of like to do the same thing even if they're not in the same place. So snake's gone halfway. Turtle's also going to be halfway. All right, boys and girls, you are going to continue that same way with 6 more problems here on this page. Watch to see whether you're going to be writing 30 or 00 for the minutes. Now down here, Sarah goes to the park when both the hour hand and the minute hand point to the 12. What time does Sarah go to the park? Well, go ahead, get your clock. There's our hour hand pointing at the 12 and our minute hand pointing at the 12. Well, what time is that? We start with turtle. He tells us the hours, 12, and then we go to snake telling us the minutes, 0 minutes. So that's going to be 12 o'clock. Let's see which one says 12 o'clock. You can tell that. Mel goes to the park at 3 o'clock. He stays for 2 hours. What time does Mel leave the park? All right, let's look at our clock. Here is 3 o'clock. All right, so 2 hours. Here's 1 hour. Turtle moves from 3 to 4, and snake, of course, goes all the way around while turtle moves from 3 to 4. But they're there for 2 hours. This is just 1 hour. Here's our second hour. Snake is going to go around once, of course, while turtle goes to the next hour. What time does that say now? 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 5 o'clock? And last page, Matt wakes up at 6 o'clock. Linda wakes up 60 minutes later. Draw to show what time Linda wakes up. So, of course, we're going to use our clock. So Matt wakes up at 6 o'clock. Linda wakes up 30 minutes later. So if if snake is going 30 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, there's snake's 30 minutes. He went around halfway, didn't he? So that means Turtle is also going to go halfway on his journey from the 6 o'clock hour to the 7 o'clock hour. So you can look at that. What time is that? Now, boys and girls, it says to draw it over here on this clock, and I want you to be really careful. Don't show me a drawing that has Turtle pointing at the 6, because Turtle's not pointing at the 6 here. Turtle's halfway around. Not halfway around. He's halfway to the next number. So I want you to make sure that your drawing over here shows Turtle halfway over. David left school at 3:30. Circle the clock that shows 3:30. You can figure that out. The hour hand points halfway between the 2 and the 3. Draw the hour hand and the minute hand. Well, again, start with your clock. Here's Turtle, our hour hand. He's halfway between the 2 and the 3. So where is Snake going to be? If Turtle's halfway, is Snake going to be up here? You know the only two spots you guys are studying right now is Snake up at the top and Snake down at the bottom. So if Turtle's halfway, where is Snake going to be? Figure that out. Draw that on the clock. Make sure that Turtle goes short here, just to this inside circle line, and then Snake is going to point all the way to whatever number it is. And then you can write that time on the clock, just like you've been doing on the previous 2 pages. Last of all, test prep. What time is it? You can read that time and color in the circle for whichever one it was. First graders, that was kind of long for today, but I would guess you managed to get pretty much done all the way in the time I was talking. Tomorrow's lesson will take you a lot less time because it's basically the same thing again. And all this extra work that we're doing today, making sure we really understand it, having our paper plate clock and doing it every single time on the paper plate clock, as well as doing it here on the paper, all that extra practice is going to mean this stuff is so much more set in your brain so that tomorrow's work is just going to be easy peasy, quick, you'll fly right through it. I will see you then with more math. Bye-bye.